Welcome back to Yellowhammer. I'm Connor, and today we are going to be doing kind of an impromptu video, and by that I mean I'm going to go and meet up with a friend, another 350 owner, and we're going to be doing a part trade, and I'll let you in on that after we get there. Alright, for the time being I'm going to be talking over everything that we did. But I do want to remind y'all that we have our giveaway going on and up until the 30th. And if you're on the current video right now of the day of it coming out on Friday, that'll mean you have a 2-day window left to get entered into that. And I'll have it linked up here. You can click on that and come back to the video, or get through the video and go to that, whatever you want to do. I got met up with Keegan here, and nearly an identical 350, thank God, other than a different year. And I'm really glad that we had a identical color car. That definitely made kind of, rather than moving wing to wing over, we did trunk to trunk, and that really took out a lot of the headwork for it. But here I am taking out every pin out of the trunk liner, and I did go ahead and, kind of do everything before I came down to the event. That way I had a brief idea of what I needed. But a trim removal tool will really help you there. And for the bumper on the trunk, you can turn them out to the left to take them out. And after you do that, you can opt to take out the backup camera connector. I don't really know why I didn't take the trunk liner out, or out from around the kind of hook part, but but kind of trying to hurry up and not really thinking. But and then here I'm going to be taking out the 10 mil nut. You had 3 of them holding on the little hook to lock your trunk with. I didn't really get too good of an angle on that, where I didn't take the trunk liner off again. But now we're going to be trying to take off the prop rod for the trunk, and I really don't know why I forgot to bring a flat blade, but you definitely look back and remember everything you needed after the fact. But we did end up figuring out how to take them off the plier. And again, here, going back to mine, taking off the little connector clip pin. That way everything can be free and not on the trunk during the time that we have to move them over. And we're finally getting the prop rod off after I figured out a way to get them off with the plier there and not a flat blade or any kind of better tool. And then we moved over to the left, took that one off. Now I've got my trunk on there only by the kind of mount to the car body. And now we're repeating that for Keegan. And right here I didn't bring a blanket or towel or anything, and I'm kind of throwing my clothing down on the ground to not completely rub the paint off anything. And now we are lifting the trunk off for Keegan, letting it down. Way after I get mine off, we can take it off, but not too hard at all. You only have 4 10mm nut holding on the trunk to the car. Not a very hard deal at all to do if you have 2 people to help lift it off and then realign it. And lift off of mine, putting it on the other 350. Go ahead and mock it up, that way it won't fall off. And he'll be taking care of everything on the interior part of the trunk here after we get mine, that old trunk that he had, put on mine. And we're getting ready to do that now. A little bit heavier with the carbon fiber wing on it, but thankfully it don't add a whole lot of weight. Got that lined up, good to go. And go ahead and begin tightening everything back down, lining it up, and putting everything back together, backup camera, lock, and all that. And again, putting the trunk liner and everything back on to get it ready to roll. Putting the bumper back in the trunk and the pin, connecting everything back up. Verifying that the backup camera did work correctly. And picking up my clothing for paint protective material, if you want to call it that. And kind of my tool bag here that I brought from everything. And now we are good. A little bit different, isn't it? Okay, you'll have to forgive me for it being kind of dark out here. I got home fairly late after getting everything done. And not only that, but he had a decal on the trunk and got that taken off now. Took a heat gun to it, cleaned it up a little bit, but got that off there. I'll give you a look in the back end. But the wing being a APR 200, I think, wing with the archetype end plate, probably about a $1,500 value, give or take, and I got that for about half. Really good deal. Give another look around here that we'll talk about. Really the only problem with it. But not a very high wing by any means, but do have a little bit of that going on. And I think, yep, right there, right there, and right there. The only problem with the wing being not cracked or anything at all, but I will have to re-clear the carbon fiber at one point or another, and that'll definitely be a project for a later date. But kind of like a remake of the newer 500 carbon fiber track pack wing. A little bit higher, but barely, and a little bit more well, a little bit different anyway, not terribly different, but I'm really a fan of the look. I really thought about doing a 350R on the car, but you know, kind of everybody will do that with a regular 350, and I would really like that wing right here. For the benefit part of it, you know, like if you do have a 550 and you kind of have the tram lining problem, I did find that wing alleviated that a little bit, keeping the back end of the car down, not letting it trail where you have a wider tire in the back than you do in the front. But on top of that benefit, you can feel the back end of the car be more planted than before, even with it down like that in the lower hole. I did drive back with it in the middle hole, and you could definitely feel the benefit from that even there. Looking forward to hopefully here at the end of what month are we in? March, going into May. At the end of May, I think, I'm really heavily contemplating going back to the Corvette park, and you know, hopefully I'll have time for that. But I do have another event to attend to for an entire week in the northern Kentucky area, and you know, depending on funding and everything, might get to go, might not. I'd really like to, but that will be up in the air currently. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting the car out on track, getting a feel for it, and you know, I really want to know, like, practically factory to factory right now, how the 350 will do comparatively to my 0302 on that track. And yeah, but overall, very, very happy with the wing. Nothing really overkill, but enough to help out quite a bit. I really like the back end look. The little like toothpick wing didn't really do it for me, but yeah, I'm really happy with that. But yeah, I think that'll do it. If you enjoyed the video or have any kind of comment about the wing, if you want to do that to your car, definitely let me know, and I'll talk to you in another video.